Good morning. We're going to do a live flow today. I threw it up there last night, so not sure if anybody is going to join today, which is fine because I do these to download to put on my YouTube. Kill two birds with one stone, and you can come back onto my Instagram feed and do it later. So we just might be out here flowing by myself. That's okay. Our intention today, forward progress, no matter how small, still progress. So what that means is a lot of times we want to see big, huge leaps of progress. We want to make progress in our lives or in our practice or anything physical, mental, emotional. We want to see big, huge changes overnight. But forward progress is often small steps. So forward progress, no matter how small, is still progress. So I just want you to keep that in your mind today. As we flow, we've got a couple of minutes until 7 o'clock. So grab any props that you want to use for your practice. If you like to use a block, let me grab one just in case. I'm not going to use them particularly like that you have to have a block for the practice. But I'm going to have one here just in case because my hamstrings are a little stiff today. Did a little lifting yesterday and I'm a little sore. Trying to get back into regular 2 to 3 times a week lifting with all this endurance stuff that I'm doing. Training for an Ironman. It's sometimes hard to put that strength training into other hours of endurance training, especially, if you're single mom owning a couple businesses. But yeah, so I'm a little stiff today. My hamstrings are a little tight. Hi, Gab. So if you want to grab some props to flow today, you can grab a block, you can grab a strap. No particular theme today. I'm just going to kind of go as my body feels. To warm up the glutes a little bit because I'm feeling a little stiff and tired. You need to give me an update on how Asheville is, babes. Message me. Let me know how things are going. I was thinking about you the other day. So I wonder how Gabby's doing. So let's actually start in a seated position. We don't do that quite often. So Sukhasana, easy pose, cross-ankled. You can sit up nice and tall. And just remembering your intention, forward progress, no matter how small, it's still progress. So just settle into that. And small shifts, small changes add up to big ones. A couple of breaths here. Just tuning into your body, tuning into how you feel. Any adjustments or changes that you might need to make to your normal practice, feel free to do that. Two more breaths. I'm going to start to wake up. One more. As we exhale, let's gently lower our chin to our chest. And then roll your right ear to your right shoulder. Drop the chin to the chest, roll the left ear to the left shoulder. Just go back and forth. This is where I tend to hold my tension, my upper shoulders, my neck. Waking up first thing in the morning. This is what I want to stretch. One more time to each side. To the right. To the left. And then head back up over neutral. So head, neck, and shoulders aligned. And then we're going to walk our hands behind us for a little heart opening. So a little chest opening. Roll the shoulders back. Send the chest up. If you'd like to, you can gaze up towards the ceiling. Let the back of the head drop a little bit. One more breath. And then walk the hands back in. Let's go the opposite direction. So walk the hands forward. Back is a little sore from deadlifts yesterday. So stretch out the lower back. Stretch out the hips a little bit. Let the head drop between the arms. Think of breathing into those back ribs. One more breath. Walk the hands back up. When you inhale, take your hands up and let's twist to the right. So left hand, right knee. Right hand behind you, sitting up nice and tall. Maybe you can look over the right shoulder. Back through center. We're going to twist the other way. Right hand, left knee. Look over the back shoulder. And then back through center. Let's make our way into tabletop. So roll over onto hands and knees. Let's start making our spinal shapes. Cow and cat. Drop the belly, lift the gaze. Breathe in. Round the upper back, chin to chest. Breathe out. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And keep going. If you'd like to, you can take some side-to-side movements, getting more into the hips, rib cage, side body of the spine, or draw the hips back as we rock forward, maybe making some bigger shapes. One more breath. Then coming back into neutral tabletop. So that means our lower belly is engaged to lift a little through the lower back. We're going to lift our right hand up as we keep our left palm on the earth. Thread the needle right cheek to the mat and then reach the left arm towards the top of the mat as we twist through the upper back. If you'd like to deepen it, you can straighten the left leg, maybe making the left arm a little bit more active so we're not putting too much pressure in the neck. If you have that leg lifted, let's draw the left knee down. Drag your left hand back down. Push up and open towards the right again. And then let's switch sides. So doing the same thing on the other side. Plant the right palm, lift the left hand up. Twist. Left cheek to the mat. Right arm's going to reach up like child's pose, unless you want to take that straight leg on the right side, in which we want to make that right arm just a teeny bit more active. Another breath in. Exhale the right knee back down to the earth. If it's lifted, right palm to the earth. Sweep up and open. And then back into tabletop. Downward facing dog. So we're going to spread our fingers on our hands, tuck our toes, lift our hips. Pedal it out. Just kind of feeling what areas are tight. My calves have been tight lately with all the bike riding I've been doing. So I like to pedal my down dog. Pressing one heel as we straighten the opposite leg. And if you want to, you can keep the leg straight and shift your hips, getting more into that side body again, the lat and the outer hip. And let's walk our feet to our hands, start in ragdoll. So soften the knees. We don't ever want to take anything with locked knees. Just soften the knees a little bit. It may look like my legs are straight. That's straight and locked out. We don't want to be locked out. We want a little bend there. We're going to let our head hang and grab onto the elbows. Let's sway gently from side to side. Woo! Yummies. Maybe shake the head a little bit. Remembering our mantra today, release the arms, heel toe the feet to touch, and roll ourselves up to stand. Lift the hands up overhead, draw the palms back down to heart center. Forward progress, no matter how small, is still progress. So just be grateful today for doing anything that moves you forward, even if it's just the slightest step. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold, coming down over the thighs. Move to that halfway lift. So we want our heart forward and our hips back, so that our spine is nice and long. Think of like a tabletop, but on our feet instead of hands and knees. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back into your plank pose. So toes or knees and hands, glutes engaged, quads engaged, pressing into the hands so that those shoulders are engaged. Give yourself another breath. Exhale, let's rock forward to our tippy toes, or a little bit more on our knees if that's where you're at, and lower down to the belly. Untuck the toes. I like to take my legs a little bit wider in this posture, coming into that cobra pose. So a little bend in the elbows, lighting up the back muscles. Exhale, come back down. So do that 2 more times. If you'd like to, hands can come wider. Inhale, roll up, cobra pose. Oh, releasing the hip flexors. Exhale, back down. 1 more time if you'd like to, even wider. Maybe on the fingertips. I like how that stretches my shoulders. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll back down. Bring the hands back in by the low rib cage. Tuck the toes under. Push up back into downward facing dog. And take your right leg up high. Step it forward into low Anjaneyasana. Drop the left knee to the earth. Untuck the toes. Right knee over right ankle. Lift the hands up. Making sure that our pelvis is squared towards the top of the mat. So that means we want to pull right hip back, left hip forward, like we're squeezing our inner thighs together. Full breath in. Full breath out. Take another inhale. As you exhale, forward fold. Palms down. Left foot meets the right at the top of the mat. See how that works? Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press into the heels, rise all the way up. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift. High plank. We're going to do the same thing. So lower down to the belly with control. Untuck the toes. Cobra pose, inhale. Exhale, roll back down. Do it again 2 more times. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, roll back down. Last time, cobra pose, inhale. Exhale, roll back down. Bring the palms back in by the low rib cage. Tuck the toes under, push up, push back, downward facing dog. And now we take the left leg high. Step it through low Anjaneyasana. Drop the right knee to the earth, untuck the toes. Left knee over left ankle, inhale, hands up. Drawing back through the left hip and squeezing this left glute muscle. Take another breath in. Stay for your exhale. Breathe in. Forward fold, hands down, right foot meets the left at the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up. Palms to touch heart center. Now we're going to move through sun salutations. If you want to take what I just did to the belly, cobra pose, push up, push back to downward facing dog, feel free to do that. If chaturanga is in your practice, feel free to take a chaturanga. That's what I'll cue. Okay, inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Big toes to touch. Bend your knees. Step or hop top of your space. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift. High plank to low plank, exhale. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Big toes to touch. Bend the knees, step or hop. Top of your space, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up 1 more time through. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. Oh, downward facing dog. On top of your mat, Utkatasana, chair pose. So feet meet at the top, bend the knees, bend the hips. Think long through the spine. If we feel like this is a lot of stress on our shoulders and we start to round, I want you to think of coming up out of it a little bit, straightening up a little bit more, pulling through the front part. That way we can extend through the arms and straighten our shoulders or strengthen our shoulders. Full breath in. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, which always feel free to skip chaturanga if your shoulders are not happy with it, or if you begin to fail in your form. Up dog, down dog. Center the left foot at the back of the mat. Take your right leg up, 3-legged down dog. Step through warrior 1. Warrior 1 has the back foot spin flat and our hips and chest face the front. Settle in. Right knee over the right ankle. Another breath. Exhale to warrior two. I like to heel toe a little bit further apart. Shoulders over the hips again. Reverse triangle. So we're straighten the right leg. Reach the right hand up, opening through the right side, flushing it out just a little bit. Now spin the right foot in. Head, neck, and shoulders aligned to the side. Right palm's going to come down, center of the mat. And we're going to spin to the left. So left hand will come up. If you'd like to, you can take that left hand to the sacrum and make sure that our hips are a little bit more square. They're going to be off just a little bit, but left hand down. Let the head drop. Relax your arms. Anchor through the heels, and again, making sure just have a little soft bend in the knees so that we're not locked out. Hitting those inner thighs and backs of the hamstrings. Take a halfway lift. Bring the hands to the hips, rise all the way up. Warrior two towards the top. We're going to bend that right knee, reach out through the arms, reverse your warrior. Make your way through chaturanga, hands down. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Let's move through the left side. So right foot back center of the mat, left leg up. Step through, warrior one, back foot spins flat. Hips and chest facing the front of the mat. Drawing the shoulders back down into the sockets. Another breath. Open up, warrior two. Taking that nice wide stance, shoulders over hips. Really strong through the legs, but our arms are engaged too, so we don't have like little noodle arms, little pasta arms. Reaching out through the fingertips. Reverse triangle, so straighten the left leg. Reach up with the left fingertips. Spin the left toes in, head, neck, and shoulders now in a line. Left palm down, center of the legs. Twist towards the back of the mat, right arm up. If you like to, hand can come to the sacrum. Just palpating there. Boop, boop. Right hand down, hang heavy, pressing into the heels, letting the arms come into whatever shape feels good. I always need some chest opening, shoulder rinse. Hands down. Fingertips to the hips, press through the heels. Let's come all the way up and reset warrior one towards the top of the mat. Left knee over left ankle, arms extend. Pulling that left rib cage back in. Reverse your warrior. And move through your flow. All right, let's take that one breath, one pose, meeting at the top of the mat in Utkatasana. So bend the knees, step or hop, chair pose, inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga or downward facing dog. Up dog. Down dog. Right foot, three-legged down dog. Warrior one. Step and spin back foot. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse triangle. Spin the right toes in. Right palm down. Take that straddle twist. Left hand up. Left hand down. Fingertips to the hips, rise up. Reset, warrior two. Reverse, chaturanga. If you'd like to, you can float that right leg, take ekapada. Up dog. Ooh, downward facing dog. Left side's turn, left leg, three-legged down dog. Step through, warrior one. Open up, warrior two. Reverse triangle. Through center, pivot, left toes in, left hand down, plant, open up, right arm. Right arm down, fingertips to the hips, rise up. Warrior two, reset. Reverse. Chaturanga or Ekapada Chaturanga. Up dog. Let those hip flexors release, Lynn. Ooh, downward facing dog. Toes to touch, bend the knees, step or hop through to a seat. Drop down, Legs out in front of you. Make sure you have some room behind you. Coffee break. Wet that whistle. Hands high. Soft bend in the knees. Forward fold. Ooh, tight hammies today. Roll back up. Take the hands high. One vertebra at a time, lowering to the back, lower back, upper back, shoulders and head, and reverse head, shoulders, upper back, low back. Reach high. Center yourself on your sitting bones and then come back down into that forward fold. So repeat that process. Lift up, straight spine. Then as we begin to lower, we're starting to round the spine, hollow out the belly so that we can control and lower down. And then we go in reverse. We don't want to swing our hands, but if you need a little bit of help, you can, to get head, neck, shoulders, upper back, lower back. Reach high. Reach for the feet. 2 more times. Inhale, rise. Exhale, round. One little vertebra at a time. Exhale takes you back up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, rise. Our exhale is always our exertion. I like to make that big exhale noise because it reminds us to empty fully. Coming back up to a seat, bring the hands down, bend the knees, put the feet on the earth, reverse tabletop. So lift the hips up, squeeze the glutes, drop the head back. And then lower the hips down, draw the knees into the heart. Rock back and forth. So again, that hollowed out belly, round spine, cross the ankles, jump through, or make your way to downward facing dog is your choice. All right, here we go. Let's start to add on. Right leg up, breathe in, adding a little bit of heat. Step forward, low lunge, drop the left knee to the earth, untuck the toes. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Bring the hands next to you like airplane pose, pulling the right hip back. Then rebend the right knee, take the hands up high. Bring the hands down, spin the back foot flat as we lift the kneecap, lift up into warrior one. Open up warrior two. Reverse Trikonasana. Reach up, reach back. Spin. Right hand down center of your straddle. Left hand up. If you'd like to, take it a little bit deeper and bring this right hand over to the left ankle. And we're going to use that resistance to lean back in the upper back. So we get this opening in the right shoulder. A little bit deeper twist through the waist. And let's return back to center. Lift ourselves up halfway. Spin back towards the top of the mat. We're going to bring the right foot into low lunge. Plant the left palm. Roll into side plank. Your option of how you express this or fall out of it. Left knee can be down. Come on, Lynn. Stack it up. There we go. Holding the left rib cage up away from the mat. Engage that outer hip. Back to your high plank. Full breath in. Exhale to your low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. My hip flexors are tight. So every time I go to up dog, it's like, come on, release those hip flexors. All right, three-legged down dog, left side. Lift the leg up. Draw it through. Lower the back knee. Untuck the toes. Low lunge. Hands high. Take a breath in. Straighten the left leg. Sweep the arms next to you. Half splits. Rebend. Take the hands high. Palms down. Lift the right knee and spin the right foot flat. Rise up. Warrior one. Warrior two. Opening to the side. Strong legs. Straighten the left leg. Reverse triangle. Spin towards the side. Head, neck, and shoulders in one line. Left hand down. Center of that straddle. Right arm up. Or that option to take it deeper over to the right ankle. Leaning back and pressing through the legs. So we have really strong legs in our straddle. All right, bring both hands down. Take that halfway lift, spin back towards the top of the mat. Left foot is forward now, right hand plants, side plank, Vashisthasana. Express yourself however you'd like to in side plank. Stack it up, lower a knee, your choice. Take another breath. Exhale, high plank. Stay here for a moment. Down to the belly for 3, 2, 1, release. Working on some back bends now here. Palms are landing right by our sides. We're going to just lift them up, squeeze the shoulders together, lift the tops of the thighs for locust. Super important pose. Nobody likes it. Exhale, come down, stack the hands, rest the forehead. Shift those hips from side to side. Lengthen the arms out in front of you. Lift your arms, lift your legs. Keeping the back of the neck, shoulders and head in one line. So we're not looking up and straining the back. We're not letting the head sag. We're right there in the center. Release. Again, shake those hips. One more round. If the shoulders are open and you'd like to take a bind behind you, you can grab and interlace the hands. You can practice bow pose safely. You can grab onto the ankles, squeeze the knees towards one another, whatever shape you're taking, lift. And breathe. And release. Press back into child's pose. Knees wide, toes touching. Let the hips sink back towards the heels. And then come back into downward facing dog. Let's work on a little balance. Walk the feet forward. And we're going to come from the ground up. I gotta hurry. All right, right foot on the earth, left peace fingers around the big toes. We're going to shift to the left, pull in through the lower belly. Again, we're not locking out the knee on the right side as we lift the left foot up. Now you can come with the hand to the knee instead of to the foot. And then we're taking it out to the side for extended leg raise. So we got options there. So if you want to restart that from the ground up with the hand on the knee, feel free to do that. We're going to hold here for 5 more count. 5, 3, 2, back to center. We're going to release the foot. Everybody press that left foot forward, staying nice and tall through the spine, not leaning back. Warrior 3, so kick it behind you. Lean forward. Little hop step there. Both hips facing the ground. Oi! We can, balance is always hard in the morning. Hands can come to the heart, or we can extend the arms in front of us. And forward fold, both feet meet. All right, let's try that on the other side. So you know your options now. Peace finger can come to big toe. We'll see if my left leg wants to balance today. Or your hand can come to your knee. Still have this foot injury lingering. So shift, squeeze, pull in, rise up. Ooh, almost. Tell you, it's been almost 4 months working through this stupid foot injury. This sustained out to the side at a triathlon. Just a tendon injury. Yes. All right. Back through center. Taking this one-legged raise, pulling in through the lower belly again so we're not leaning back, putting weight into that low back. Now sweep it back behind you, warrior 3. Go. Fighting it, but we got it. Hold here. And rise up this time, feet to touch. All right, one more pass through, and then we're stretch, okay? Feet to the top of the mat, chair pose. Sit down nice and low. Exhale, let's do to air chair. Drop the chest, sweep the arms. If you want to, lift the heels, a little bit more balance. Whoop, whoop, yes, baby, there we go. Back to chair, heels down, hands high. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale. So let's move through everything. One pose, up dog. One breath, down dog. Right leg up, here we go. Low lunge. Left knee down. Untuck the toes, inhale, hands high. Half splits, rock back. Rebend. Palms down. Lift the knees, spin the back foot flat. Rise up, warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse triangle. Spin to the side, toes in, hand down. Taking that twist, deep or a regular twist. Both hands down. Walking back over to the right foot, plant the left palm, Vashisthasana. There we go. High plank to low plank as you breathe out. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side's turn, lift the left leg. Step through, low Anjane. Draw the right knee to the earth, untuck the toes, inhale, hands high. Exhale into half splits. Rebend. Palms down, tuck the back toe under, lift the knees, spin the back foot flat, pressing through the feet, warrior one, warrior two, reverse triangle, spin to the side, left hand down, center of the straddle or over to the right, heel, ankle, lift the right arm, right hand down, both hands walk over to the top of the mat, anchor the right palm, side plank. High plank to low plank. Breathe out. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Nicely done. Half pigeon right side or make your way to figure four on the back. Finding the length through the back leg. Open right hip. Use the prop as needed. And then we're just going to come on down. A little sip of coffee. Starting to allow yourself to slow down the breath. Just paying attention to how the breath and that heartbeat work together. And we'll slowly press up to the hands. Let's roll to the right hip and swing the back leg all the way around. If you'd like to, you can keep this knee bent or straighten it out. You straighten it out so that this left hip can come down a little bit more. But if your hips are both on the earth and your knee is bent, it kind of give you a nice little opening in the other side too as we twist towards the left. Sitting up nice and tall. All right, untwist. We're going to come back to center. Before we move to the other side, let's bring the feet together, knees wide in cobbler's pose, Supta Konasana. You're going to come down. I prefer to not hold on to the feet, instead put my elbows against the shins. Ooh, and our thighs are tight. Let the head be heavy. And we're going to move to the left side half pigeon, and depending on how your hips are, you might need to go back to down dog to step through, or we can slide this left foot over, roll to the left, swing the right leg around, and then recenter ourselves. Some people's hips don't work that way. That's fine, but whichever way you're getting there. We're doing left side half pigeon now. Feel free to use a block underneath the hips. And if anybody has any suggestions, or if you'd like any particular targeted flows, today was just a little, head out of camera range there. Today was just a little generic movement with some warm up. So if you've got like, hey, I'd love to do an inversion flow, or I'd love to do crow, or I'd love to learn something specific, let me know, please. I would love to facilitate some targeted classes for you guys. Okay, we're going to take our seated twist on this side. So roll to that left hip. Swing your right leg all the way around, and you can keep the left knee bent or straighten the left leg out. So we try to make the hips a little bit more even. You use that left arm to hug your right leg as we twist towards the right. And wind yourself back through center, back to Sukhasana, easy pose. Feel free at this time, if you would like to take a Shavasana to finalize your practice or add on any extra poses that you practice, inversions, feet up, happy baby, some more twists. You can feel free to do that. You can take your practice into meditation now, but this is where I will leave you for the physical practice and let you finalize your personal practice. Just remembering that forward progress, no matter how small, is still progress. Thank you, guys.